All right, folks, welcome to another Sports Focus. I am your host, John McNeil. Let's get right to it. We got Mr. Jeff McIntosh, sir, and also Mr. Kevin Civils. How we doing? Yeah.
It's all right. It's all right.
First off,
It's all right.
let me get into, as my man is breaking down, let me get into what's going on with the Patriots right quick. They had a real exciting game against the Houston Texans, but Houston Texans, Antonio Smith is accusing the Patriots of cheating, which he later recanted, but it just brings back the memories of the cheating Patriots.
Spygate.
Exactly. Also in Houston, 2 security officers were fired for taking pictures with Lord Brady. The Reliance Stadium that does the security, just the stadium in general, they fired their names, Christopher Moore and Joel Williams. They were let go because that's policy. You cannot take pictures with, the people that play.
Really?
Yeah. And they were let go on the spot. On the spot.
That sucks.
Yes, it does,
Like
sir.
fraternizing with the cheerleaders.
You can't do that. No, you gotta do your job. But let's get to the hot one right now. The hottest game of this year so far, the Iron Bowl, Alabama and Auburn. First off, guys, what did you think going into the game? Because I thought Alabama was going to steamroll them. But obviously, I was wrong.
Underestimated.
Exactly.
I have nothing to say.
You ain't got nothing to say. Was you rolling with Bama or something? Or?
No.
Tide.
I wasn't even watching the game until my son told me to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I
Did you
watched
catch the end, though?
it. Yeah.
Did you actually see the...
Yes, I saw that.
You saw Nick Saban's face as if, I can't believe I did this.
But here's the thing. Cade Foster, the field goal kicker, who missed the 3 field goals, he's getting a lot of death threats. I don't see why is he getting the death threats when the coach made the decision to kick a 57-yard field goal
True.
with 1 second left, but he ain't getting none of this flack. But Cade Foster, the kicker's getting it. Granted, he missed some chip shot field goals. Your thoughts on that?
They're going to blame the kicker because the kicker should have been clutch.
He should have been clutch.
He should have been clutch. The coach depended somewhat on him to make sure he made that field goal, which I think is a bunch of crap. It was a wing and a prayer. He was just hoping that it falls short and go into overtime. He just wanted the chance, but backfired.
Damn right it backfired. And he needs to catch some of that backlash
Damn.
but he won't.
He won't because they better know that they'll be knocking on that person's door.
They'll be like, wait a minute, this is Nick Saban. We can't bash Nick Saban. He
course
won us
not.
all these championships
And
and
go to Texas on us. Hey.
bringing all this money to this university. So I think we know better.
That's right.
Now, before you say that, you know that USC got a new coach.
Now, what's their name? Because I know the interim coach.
Swartz. He came from Washington State. He was
The interim coach, I heard about it. They wanted to offer him an assistant job
And he said
after
no.
he was the head coach.
He said no.
Kind of a slap in the
That was
face.
more than a slap in the face. That was below the belt.
They hit him
but
in the groin.
They offered him the assistant head coach job.
I wouldn't have taken it.
No. After what he did to that team, pretty much turned them around to say, no, here, take this. No way. Now, let's get to some NFL news right quick. We got the Tomlin thing.
Dancing Tom.
Dancing Tom. Blame it on the brother. I swear. It just boggles the mind. I know he says it's embarrassing.
I didn't watch football this weekend.
You ain't watch football this week? But let me
I
get
just
you up.
watched one
Dancing
game.
Tom.
That was the Thanksgiving night game, Pittsburgh and Baltimore. If you're not too familiar with, Coach Tomlin decided to stand himself on the sideline when you had Jacoby Jones running, it looked like for an apparent touchdown. So he pretty much had to sort of, get out the way because the coach was on the side. Like, he basically looked like he was on the field, actually.
Did you see the tape from the newscast that had the shot behind Jacoby, and you see him walk out and stand there, and then jump back when he came past? So, no, he did it on purpose.
He did it on purpose?
He did it on purpose.
Now, the ramifications of this is that He's facing a $100,000 fine, possibly, and the Steelers might lose a draft pick.
They ain't gonna lose a draft pick.
They'll lose.
You
the
never
draft
know.
pick. He's on the competition committee.
And the Roonies is deep in the NFL, so I don't know if they ain't
he'll
gonna do
get
that.
fined. The Steelers gonna get fined, but they not gonna take the draft picks. Please think about the fishing all this week. Sucks.
They still lost the game. They still lost the game, so they should just say,
the
you know what,
official-
hit them in the pocket, and that's it.
Yeah, the officiating all this week was bad. So you know
Oh,
what?
this is some of the worst officiating in
So-
football history this week. That the
Even Philadelphia- yeah.
Giants Deadskin game.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Philadelphia got win, but we didn't deserve to win one of them calls. I was like, I don't know what happened.
Don't worry, it's gonna go against you. Watch.
It comes
Don't
back
get
to
too
haunt
happy
you.
this
I
because
know.
y'all haven't won. The Eagles haven't won a home game since like last year. You lost 10 in a row. Now you won 2. You know, 3 in a row at home is kind of tough. So
Yeah.
So
But we do. I be happy.
you might need that luck for this week.
Yeah, y'all got big boy Sue coming to town.
You know McCoy ain't getting nothing, and that's just the truth. Even though Detroit is suspect, but the run defense is for real.
And
Them
you
some
gotta-
big
and
nasty
you gotta
boys
stop
up
Mr.
there.
Johnson.
Look at the look on his face, how he just went from my Eagles is it into like
Not like that.
just like you thinking in your head, brother. Like, oh man, the Eagles gonna lose.
As you two Cowboy fans right here, having fun with me, just remember this: they gonna have their game too.
That's I ain't saying nothing about my squad, so hey, you brought that on yourself. All right, now the Dolphins situation. Once again, they've been in it. Now, Kevin, enlighten us on the recent developments.
They said that Martin was in New York, in Manhattan, if I'm not mistaken, to talk with the NFL, who hired a special investigator to look it over. So he came out and gave a brief statement. He was in there, they said, from early in the morning till late in the evening, sunset, before he finally came out and gave a quick little speech as he revealed everything he could to him, and he's just going to leave it at that, which I think is the biggest bunch of...
Now, from what I understand, Incognito has been suspended with pay.
Right. They said they couldn't, with the investigation going on is longer than expected. They're going to go ahead on and suspend him with pay. And I'm not mistaken if it's half pay or full pay. I can't
Full
remember.
pay.
Full pay.
It's full
Full
pay?
pay.
Full pay.
Well, why not? Because everybody in the
full pay
locker
for the
room,
longest?
everyone in the locker room said that everything was normal up until that point. So they don't understand even why Martin is being this way. Because everything was normal. Everybody was happy-go-lucky. So it's real interesting as to why. Could he wanted out of Miami and he found the way out?
Now, do you think, from what y'all see, I know you ain't watch football this week, but I don't see this situation affecting the Dolphins at all whatsoever.
I think the first game,
Maybe,
but
that was-
after that, no.
yeah, I don't see this affecting. Well, and they lost to Tampa on that Monday night game,
Right.
And as we see now, Tampa has pretty much come around, even though they took the big loss to Carolina.
Right.
And we know Carolina, that's a whole nother animal right there. But
8 in a row.
8 in a row, and they looking at 9.
Well, they ain't gonna catch Seattle though.
Oh no, they ain't gonna catch it. We gonna get into that, but
They can catch the Saints.
they can catch
Yeah,
the Saints.
they catch the
That's
Saints.
within their reach. But as far as the Dolphins, who knows what's going to become of that whole situation? And honestly, I really think the NFL could care. The players,
Could care less.
I think the players could care less.
But also, there was, during his interview, Incognito said that there were also texts that he released that Martin sent to him saying, kill your family and things like that went back and forth. Over 1,000-something texts between the two. So it's like, okay, so you're saying that he's bullying you, but you're sending the same type of text back.
It's funny that this whole bullying thing has come to light. I saw that Donovan McNabb was bullying somebody. one of-
Andrews.
Andrews, one of
brother.
the for 5 years.
Man,
Don't know how that happens, but you know we're all human. You know, somebody comes at you a certain way and you
He
don't
had
know
bully
how to take
somebody
it.
since Tio bullied him.
Exactly, exactly. I mean,
I had Tio too, so be quiet. Don't
But
even stop
Tio
me.
was in his place in Dallas because he knew one screw up, Jerry Jones had him gone.
exactly. And the
It's all in the contract.
And the Eagles didn't get into that. All right, now let's spend a few minutes talking about these playoffs picture now, how it's shaping up. Now let's start with the AFC. Who's the team in the AFC right now?
I guess the lead team is Denver.
Denver.
Until cold weather hits.
You got
It
Denver,
wasn't that
New
cold in
England.
Kansas City. It wasn't that cold. It was like 40.
But the question is, who's going to have the NFC North? I mean, AFC North.
That's still up. Right now, Cincinnati is
I think
running
they're
it.
going to take it.
I think Cincy's gonna
The
run
Falcons not going to catch. I mean, the Ravens are not going to catch.
Ravens
it.
not,
And
but they still
I'm not
got
gonna talk
the
about
wild
Steelers.
card
What
spot.
about the
Yeah.
South? Who got the South?
The Colts.
The Colts?
Look who's in that division. The Colts. Colts. Jacksonville, Texans, and Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee's.
That wrapped up.
So the Colts, they could probably lose that by default.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
And then the West, I think Denver pretty much sold that up with the 2 victories against Kansas
Right.
City.
Who's going to get the wild card?
And the East, Patriots, once again, nobody in the AFC East can show up and
Take them out.
take them out. So that's another championship for them.
Yeah, they talking about Geno Smith. They say he's starting again this week.
Well, let them. The boy got to go through it. Aikman went through it. If he's going to be a quarterback that they can rely on, he has to go through these bumps and bruises.
He's suspected. He's very suspect.
And you called him platypus, Mr.
I call him
Platypus?
platypus. He look like a platypus.
You look kind of salty, man.
What?
He's like,
You just don't like that dude, huh?
platypus, man.
You don't like that dude, huh?
You know something?
I like, I like these young men, how they can just step in and then they find out that, you know what, this is not for them.
Right.
But we going to see about
Okay,
him.
look at Trent Richardson. I saw Trent Richardson last year when he came to draft, when he was to Cleveland. If you go look at his thing in the draft, look at his expression on his face when they say Cleveland Brown, you saw he did not want to be there.
He pulled
He's-
the Eli.
Well, he must not
He's-
want to
he's-
be in Indianapolis because he
is-
got benched.
Yeah, he's one of the, just like USC with that quarterback, he's Alabama when they running backs.
It don't look good for the young man. And
Yeah, he's benched.
but I tell you, as of right now, it looks like it's gonna come down between Brady and Manning.
I think Brady going to get knocked out early.
Think so.
I think that bye week they're going to slow down because if the Texans took them to the wire,
But that you know what I was thinking
bye
about
week?
that. The last time they played, it went kind of close too. So I mean, maybe that's just how teams are.
All right, let's go to the NFC.
Let's go to the NFC right quick.
you're not going to catch us.
We all agree. We're both Cowboy fans. You're an Eagle fan. We have some Steeler fan walking around in here. He can agree too. That the Seahawks.
Thank
Yes.
The Seahawks. It burns me to admit it,
burns
but you
you,
have to be real. The Seahawks.
Burn.
That defense
That
is
defense, and you know what
unbelievable.
most impressive to me about the game they had against the Saints is what's the offense. How they just up and down the field
Yes.
every single time. It was pretty amazing. Is any team that you could tell right now is going to beat the Seahawks?
No.
they have to have. The biggest thing is
See, I had to
they
lose-
still have to get
beat
their road
themselves.
chops. They're good so far this year, but they still have to get their road chops.
But
I don't
they
think
gonna
hit
have
their
to.
defense.
They're going to Seattle. Whoever wants to go to the Super Bowl from the NFC is going to have
Nobody.
to go through Seattle.
And it's going to be hard.
Who in the NFC that looks like that's going to make the playoffs?
Nobody.
You have Dallas. They might make it. Philly might make it. Detroit, Chicago,
Nobody.
Carolina's the only.
Nobody.
Maybe
Nobody.
Maybe, but the only other team that probably
Okay.
would go would be the 49ers.
49ers.
You got the 49, you got Carolina, both a good defense. They going to get run out the house.
Okay, right quick. Who's the wild card in the NFC? Who's the dark horse?
Dallas, because everybody's going to underestimate them and say that they're going to get out early. But I think Romo can pull it together.
No, you said who make the wild card? I said Philadelphia.
Well, folks, that's all the time we have.
See?
You know,
They don't wanna
that's
hear
all the
truth.
time we
They
have
don't
for
hear the
you.
truth.
Thank you for another
See?
one that's
See?
sports focused. Thank you, Mr. McIntyre. Thank you.
I ain't speaking to neither one of you two. I ain't
We are
speaking to
out.
that. No.
Peace.